Welcome back, everyone, to the back nine of the Rally of Rochester 2023 edition, powered by Beast Disc Golf and at the Granite State Tour finale. We got a lot of money at stake. We got one of the best players actually in the booth who is also playing on the lead card, Eli Brandt. How are you doing? How do you feel about that front nine?
I'm doing great, Rivas. Front nine went about as good as I could have ever hoped for, but it's not over yet. Got a couple really good players right behind me and got to keep pushing.
Absolutely. You're shooting -8 through the front nine. I mean, this is insane. Connor Rock is -6. Josh DiBattista is -4. Eric Schubert's -3. We got a killer finale lined up for everyone. Stay tuned. And again, thanks again to all of our sponsors, our viewers, and everyone that supported this tournament. Obviously, we have a lot of people that are involved, and it could not be possible without your support. So here you are on hole 10, 335 feet. What are you going to be throwing here?
I'm ripping on a glow T-bird here. I've thrown this one a few times this round. It's just something that's nice, straight and neutral. Throw it up flat and let the disc fly.
Can I sign that glow T-bird for you? Because that is just the best flight out of a disc I think I've seen anyone throw. That is a great shot. And you, sir, have another birdie opportunity to keep it going.
Yeah, I paid $10 for that one out of a used bin a number of years ago, so might have been the best find of my life.
Well, you know I'll be signing that the next time I see you. So here's Connor Rock. He's going to be throwing his MD3. Down the middle, left it a little high, puts it a lot of hyzer, but with his power, he's going to get down there, and he's most likely going to get a putt.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping it on that hyzer line really opens up the gap. See, Debo, I think, ripping on that MD1 here, fillets it right down the middle. That's exactly the flight you want to see. He's going to have a putt for birdie.
Yeah, that was just beautiful. Debo's just on track, keeping on pace. He shot -19 here last year. Let's see what he can do this year. Here is the crave for Eric Schubert, and he's up there. He's probably got a circle 2 look, and that's not bad for this hole.
Yeah, you heard him say it. A little bit low on that release. That was kind of his miss throughout the day. But, you know, he's been putting really well, and hopefully he can finish strong here.
Wow, his first blemish of the day. He's made every single putt. I mean, we'll forgive him. We haven't seen too many bogeys this round at all. Let's see if Connor Rock can keep his momentum going. Yep, great birdie opportunity. His MD3 got way up there.
Yeah, that was the key putt to keep pace. He saw that I was up there. He lofted it up nice and high and hit that thing right in the bucket.
And that's the thing, like, you know, 2 is never enough, but 3 always feels better. So that I saw that big smile by your face there.
And certainly, this one always feels like a little bit of a bonus birdie for me. So anytime I get it, you know, certainly good vibes.
Absolutely, good vibes only, especially on this lead card. That must feel pretty good. I want to see how many birdies you have here. Now I believe you have 9 out of 10 holes.
Yeah, well, 2 pars in there and that 1 eagle on hole 9, so that brings me to 9 down through 10, which is pretty much the best pace I've ever been on any course, casual or in a tournament. This is a relatively tricky hole, though. It's a flex forehand is the best shot. Connor turns it a little bit too early, and he's going to get hit down. He'll be scrambling.
Yeah, one of the first times we've seen him throw his Firebird as well, but with his power, he should be able to get a 3 up and down pretty easily. So let's see what Debo's going to be throwing here. I believe this is a Thunderbird. I'm surprised he's throwing a forehand. He's not known for his forehands, but I guess you're right. This is a forehand line. But let's see what Eric does here, because he's predominantly backhand, and I'd be curious to see what line he takes exactly.
It was surprising to see Debo throw the forehand. As you see Eric right here, absolutely piping it down the middle. Beautiful shot shape. He was able to flip it up. He threw a relatively understable disc. He flipped it up, turned it over late, right through the gap. That's exactly what you want on the backhand line.
That was a Glow Pro Rock 3. I mean, I'm very impressed by that shot. He has a very good hyzer flip game, and that's kind of what you needed there. I'm used to that type of shot. I don't have a forehand, but yeah, that's what he felt most comfortable with. So here's an approach with a Z zone, Connor Rock. We've seen that from the front nine coverage. He's very technical and very textbook with that shot there.
Did you say this pink disc that Debo's throwing is a zone?
I believe that was his judge.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, here's another one of those putts.
Your first miss, Eli. You're human.
It was a bit of a fiery reaction on my part. It just felt like an extremely important putt to make, to really put the pressure on and make it hard to chase me down on this back nine. So I really, really wanted to make that one, but in hindsight, it's okay. Can't make every putt.
I was going to say, you're totally excused, man. You have a lot of passion out there, and that just shows you how much you really wanted to make one more and separate you from the pack. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, you want to get as many strokes. You want to feel as confident and comfortable as possible going down the stretch here. So here's hole 12, your first par 4 on the back. I like this hole. It's got an elevated basket on the green. The approach is pretty textbook by Eric there. Very good shot with the zone here. He's taking some slow discs. Wow.
Yeah, this hole, it is attackable for a 2, either by throwing a backhand up the middle or a big flex forehand. The risk is great, though. There's a lot of early trees. Oh, we're going to see Connor attack with that flex forehand. Very tricky shot to throw. It's got to flex out late, but he puts a great move on this.
Yeah, that was a star destroyer. That was all of 400.
Yeah, as you saw there, he had to test those early right side trees, and certainly if you hit one of those, it spells disaster. Birdie's out of the window. So, he saw his opportunity. He had to go for it. Really respect the play. He's going to have a putt for eagle.
Going back to Debo's pink disc, that's his ABR X3, so that's what it was. That was your zone approach. Good approach there. Almost rang it in for us. And yeah, I like this elevated basket. I mean, for being such a short par 4, you kind of need some challenging element, and adding 3 feet to a basket is just as challenging as a par 4 sometimes.
Certainly, the 3 putts become very, very possible when you put that basket up so high. I think it's even higher than a lot of the Pro Tour baskets that Connor might be used to. Well, maybe it's not high enough for Connor as he sails it over the top a little bit, but it's a strong bid, and we like to see that.
Yeah, and that was for his eagle, so I mean, it just shows you how much distance he got off the tee there. Eric, good 3 there.
Yeah, this hole today, there were no bogeys. As a par 4, no one took a 5 on it. There was a good number of 3s. No one took a 2. So everyone in the field was either taking a 3 or a 4 on this hole.
Wow, that's a cool stat. I mean, for 33 players in the pro field, that's quite impressive, and it shows you that the course is fair, right? It's not going to be over challenging. You can scramble. I kind of like that type of play personally. I sometimes get fed up with those where you can't scramble and you're just going to be getting a bogey no matter how you look at it. So here's hole 13, one of the easier holes and one of the shortest holes of the day. We're going to see Eric go with his backhand Annie. I love this shot with his inertia, I believe. Oh, no, that is his zone, but that was cool.
Yeah, I've never seen someone attack backhand left side here. There is kind of a backdoor righty hyzer stall play, but predominantly this is the shot you're going to see here. Taking a slow disc, just whipping a forehand at it nice and low, trying to miss these trees on the green. And anywhere up in that stand of trees, you're going to have a circle 1 putt, which is all you're trying to get here.
Yeah, we haven't seen you throw too many forehands off the tee, so is this like, are you feeling comfortable off the tee there?
Yeah, I grew up throwing forehands. That's my most comfortable shot. This
Awesome.
course is it's very backhand dominant off the tee, so you see me go to a lot of backhands. That shot looked like it was going in the basket if it didn't catch that last tree. Very nice play from Debo.
Yeah, I swear, Debo's getting no love from the course, though. That should have gone up there and been parked for bullseye. What a good putt by Eric here. That's his birdie. He's back on track and only a few away from Debo as well as Connor. And I would like to talk about how much money is at stake. We talked about briefly in the front nine how much money the winners and the second player is going to get. But when you're coming down the stretch, hole 14 and 15, and you're a few strokes back from third and fourth place or even second place, that's a significant amount of money. Usually we see jumps of hundreds of dollars in that payout structure.
Yeah, so a top 5 finish at this tournament's going to net you over $500. So it's certainly something to keep in mind. And actually, all players who are making cash here are getting 3-figure scores. Last cash is $218. So there's certainly something to play for there.
Absolutely.
This is a tricky par 4, though. This is one of the hardest holes on the course. There is this swamp area you have to clear. The gap is probably about 180 to 200 feet off the tee pad. So you want to hit that gap with power and have it drift to the left, similar to that throw right there.
I was going to say, you were talking through the throw while I was saying how picture perfect this is what you need to do, and that was amazing. What did you throw there?
That was that same Glow Champion T-Bird.
Nice. You really like that disc.
Yeah. Well, I don't throw it anymore. I'm on Votems now. Oh, big pick for Connor. You might want to note there is a rock in the tee pad on this hole, so if you ever go play this course, you might want to watch out for that. When I threw that tee shot, my foot got stuck on the rock, and I wasn't able to pivot all the way.
I'm so happy it didn't rain today, but that was a nasty kick, and Debo getting a little lucky. There's a river on the left-hand side, so he got a little fortunate there.
What are we looking at here, Rivas?
This is a slodge fest, and Connor has no hesitation going in there. I love it.
This was honestly one of the best moments of the round, seeing Connor get in here and throw. He's got dedication to the sport. You can see it right there. It's not the result he wanted, but he saw he had to go into the water. He had to get up and down, and I really, really admire the commitment to the game right there.
I did too, and put in the comments if that's something that you would play from your lie or get some casual relief. I would totally give him casual relief to a player. Oh my gosh, that just happened? No. Debo!
Another disc.
This is not so last year we saw coverage of Debo just slaying it, and it's kind of vice versa of what's happening with him this year. I mean, you're taking every shot and kind of landing it near the basket, it looks like. Meanwhile, Debo's struggling a little bit. Are at this moment when a competitor is slipping a little bit, like, does it make it easier for you to continue your birdie streak?
That's tough to say. At this moment, I would tend to agree, because I do respect Debo a lot as a competitor, but when he opens the door, it's very rare that Debo opens the door. This guy wins a majority of the tournaments that he plays.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not true, but a majority of the tournaments, I feel like I see Debo's name is right up there at the top. So anytime that he slips up, you got to step through, or you're never going to beat this guy. So happy with that upshot here.
Yeah, especially at the Rally of Rochester. I feel like he always performs so well at these courses. So it's just surprising to see that. But we all have those days. And Connor, what an unbelievable save. If he makes that putt, that will be the save of the year.
Yeah. Oh, close bid for Eric there.
Yeah.
I do want to say Debo's shot, you can see it right in front of Connor there on the ground. He threw that from a knee through maybe a 3-foot wide gap, and he's getting up and down and saving that bogey. So
yeah,
it goes to show that even if he's out of position and even if he's not playing his best necessarily, the dude is always a threat, and you can't ever let your guard down.
And that was the second bogey save where he could have easily gotten double bogey. Let's be real there. And great putt by you. Another birdie. You're at the 20 mark. No one has hit the 20 mark in the history of Rally of Rochester, Eli. So this is something spectacular. So let's see if we can continue here. What are you ripping on? Hole 15, open air type of shot, 500 feet.
This is that same Halo Destroyer. This is a pretty treacherous hole. There's OB running all up along the left side, and you see Eric heading over to the right here. There's a lot of shrubs and very gnarled ground. It can be difficult to get up and down and scramble from that right side. So there's a high premium being placed on keeping it on the flat, out of the trees, right here in the middle. And you see Connor really display his power there. Yeah, he threw that a little bit nose up, but I mean, he's going to have a putt for 2 on this hole, yet again.
I have never seen anybody throw a pure hyzer in the air that lands right before it. I've seen people land near it or past it going straight at it, but that was, I've asked him what his max distance was on the ground. He said upper 600s, sometimes low 700s, he told me.
It does not surprise me at all. There's pretty much no one in New England who's capable of throwing a pure hyzer to that spot. And he didn't even, I think he would tell you he didn't even throw it that well. So really incredible skill set. Definitely showcasing the advantages of growing up in Arizona and being a tall golfer.
And making just as much cash as Paul Kranz did last year, and with a very tour-like schedule. So that was a great upshot by Eric. He's going to be getting up there with his zone after taking his inertia off the tee. And here you are just trying to play it smart. This green can get really tricky there.
At this point, I checked the scores. Actually, right on the tee pad for this hole. Ooh. Wow, Debo, flashing chains there.
Well, yeah,
I saw I had a little bit of a cushion over Connor, so figure I just got to play it as safe as possible. But Connor's still pushing. I mean, the dude is a deadly weapon.
Yeah, and that was his another eagle look in the back 9. So he had 2 eagle looks so far in the back. And here's Eric. What a clean putter. He can be outside the circle, inside the circle. He has impressed me today with his putting game.
Yeah, this is one of my first times ever playing with Eric. It might actually be the first round, and when his putter is hitting the basket, there is nowhere else for that thing to go. He's very confident when his stroke is on, and I saw his... Oh, no, Debo. Don't see that. Eric's rating this year has already gone up. He was 983 last season. I believe he's pushing close to 990 right now. Super excited to see what he does this year. He's got a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah, and you're close to 1,000 too. Is that something that you're really looking forward to?
That is the goal.
That is the goal, the 2024 goal. Well, I think you're going to reach it. You've been on a really good pace. And speaking of pace, what did you throw there? That was a great shot.
That was a Biofusion Enforcer. And I got to tell you, the flight numbers on the Enforcer might be the most off from any disc I've ever seen. That thing is a flippy machine.
And we know that Eric likes his flips as well. That was once again his inertia. I think he played the whole round with his inertia, if anybody asks. And here is Connor Rock. We know that he can throw 600. He is going to be ripping on his Halo Destroyer. He threw that on 15 as well. I can't believe he told me that he can reach 600s. I still can't get over that.
Yeah, you can just see it when he throws. He just rips into the disc. He has raw power. He's one of the few people in the field who I say has a reasonable chance of birdieing this hole. There's really only maybe 3 or 4 of them in the entire field who have a chance of getting to circle 1.
I totally agree. Being a par 3, this is actually one of the toughest hole of the day, averaging 0.06 over par, just as hard as hole 1. And I don't mind being in a par 4, but I also don't mind being in par 3. There's nothing wrong with an open, challenging par 3. And I think Salmon Falls did a good job mixing the woods with the open. And that's why I really love this course. Oh, almost a good bid there.
Yeah, just a little soft on that bid there, but Connor's got a putt for 2 here. It's a big bonus hole. He's one of the few guys in the field, as we were saying, who can actually get this one.
And he's got second place sort of locked in right now, so it's not like he has to go totally too aggressive here. And that was a very committed putt by Eric. I'm, again, impressed by his putting abilities with his maidens. I mean, they're in the heart every time. I mean, the one time that we've seen him be off was the left side chain. Other than that, he's been in the middle every time. Very solid.
He almost knocked that basket over.
And here's Debo for his par save. Yep.
Yeah, you're not see Debo miss 2 circle 1 putts in the row. He's a true professional. He knows how to correct.
Absolutely. I mean, he knows Salmon Falls very well. I mean, he knows the next hole things can get very interesting. We got a par 5 coming up, one of the toughest holes of the day, and 662 feet. So, you're kind of finishing off with some big distance numbered holes here.
Yeah, so on this shot, I knew I had a cushion, so my idea was just to play it safe, and that was pretty much the opposite of that.
You're human, though. You made a small little mistake. Good thing this is a par 5. Let's see if you can zone it in and save that par.
Yeah, Eric's showing you exactly what you want to do here. You have really 2 main options. You can either throw the backhand flex up the left side, like Eric and Connor are going for, or you can throw a hyzer flip up the right side.
So Eric threw his crave. He really likes that crave for that initial turn and that distance. And this is going to be Connor with his Glow Champ Eagle.
It looks like he threw it maybe half speed, took some velocity off the disc. He was able to let it fly, let it do its thing, and he's going to have an opportunity to get up and down for the eagle.
Here's Debo with his Athena. I mean, this is, oh my gosh. I was going to ask you, do you think the left side is better than the being in the middle? Like, this is, I feel like, where you want to be on this hole, where Debo lands.
Well, once you crest the corner here, you can see the alleyway on the upper left-hand side of your screen. So there's a big premium placed on getting left and getting into that straight gap. So no matter which way you cut it, you want to get into that straight area.
And this is your Firebird, right? I'm assuming.
It is, yeah. I'm just at this point trying to scramble my way up there, just trying to get a par. Connor has a big opportunity here to get up and down for the eagle, but the footing was just not good for him. He slips a little bit and lets that one go on some hyzer. So birdie best case scenario for Connor.
That's a good point. I always find myself sort of jammed in some weird footing on this hole. It's just a lot of, obviously there's a lot of trees, but it's just the stumps and the roots somehow always get in your way.
Yeah, Connor was actually right in a little ditch in the perfect landing zone. The wheels are kind of falling off a little bit here, but
a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have such a lead. I think it doesn't really matter at that point, but at the same time, you want to finish strong. So you're looking at your 4th shot coming up, I believe, maybe your 5th shot, but either way, Debo is looking for his 3 look, folks.
Yeah, Debo's going to have that putt for the elusive eagle. And you're right, Rivas. This is my 4th shot, so I'm trying to get up and down for par. But at this point, with Connor taking birdie at best, I know that if I bogey, I'll have 2 strokes going into 18. So I really just want to throw it up there, get it anywhere in circle 2. Bogey, worst case scenario, that's going to be fine on this hole.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shout out once again to Dennis for this hole, because I think this is just a really sweet finishing, challenging trifecta. You got 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah, you got the big distance on 16. You have the technical wooded challenge of 17, and then 18 is just a perfect straight to hyzer shot, very stock, something that a professional should be able to execute. So, a true champion really gets decided here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, still going for it. I like that. Didn't really lay up at all. And that just shows you how much passion you have. You want to keep it going. You want to keep that, stride between the two. Yeah, I thought he was going to make that. Debo, that was his 3, man. That would have been an insane eagle. I've only seen the eagle a few times. I don't know about you, but it always feels great on this hole.
Yeah, it's attainable. I've never been able to do it, though. Can't tell you how many times I've thrown a good tee shot to the perfect spot and then always find a way to flub it up. So good on Debo for getting up there. I know he's going to 3 it one of these days.
Oh, absolutely. He might have even threed at last year's coverage. Check that out on our GMT channel. And like you said, hole 18 is just a great pure disc golf shot, pretty straight, with a little finish to the left. There's a ridge on the left-hand side that can come into play, but if you kind of ride it right, like Connor's doing here with a little stability, you're going to be parked.
Yeah, this hole you must hit the gap. If you shank it, early release or grip lock, par becomes difficult. Because those bushes and those trees to the left and right of your screen, they're very thick, and so you just absolutely must advance down the fairway at all costs.
Mm-hmm. Even if you make the mistake of going too straight, you should still have a good look at it. So Connor went with the C-Line MD3. Eric is going to be going with this Crave once again, a little hyzer flip glide up there. And
so at this point,
30-footer. So yeah, what are you throwing here on your last throw of the day? Hopefully.
Well, I'm thinking anything but bogey. I'm throwing my buzz here, just trying to get it right down the middle. Anything but bogey.
Anything but bogey and anything but beautiful. That was just a great shot. The gallery likes it. You like it. Bring it home, they're saying.
That was a huge weight off the shoulder, getting that shot just down the fairway at all. It was a huge sigh of relief. You know, that was very stressful on 17, especially seeing Connor with an opportunity for eagle. You know, one stroke is a lot less comfortable than two, so that was a very, very good feeling there, getting that down the fairway.
Well, here's Debo. Let's see if he can finish strong. Yes, this group is amazing. There's Dennis in the background. Shout out, taking a video, checking it all out. And let's see if Eric can also finish strong with his lead card birdie finale. Look at this. What is this, a star frame? I don't want to ruin it, but let's see if you can just tap it out correctly.
I was thinking about laying it up.
Yeah, well, you don't need to because there it is, sir. Congratulations. I'm going to say it was the mustache. Leave a comment if you think it was as well. And there it is, folks, a 1039 rated round. It should have been higher. You shot -13 for the day there. What an outstanding performance, Eli.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's hard to put into words exactly what that felt, especially coming from my hometown. I live less than 30 minutes from the course. All my friends were there. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone. I'll let Joe talk here.
-21 on the weekend. Elijah Brandt. I'm so sweaty. Oh my God. Oh, you guys, top dog. Yeah, top dog. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll say a few words. Let me flip it around here. Just huge thanks to Granite State for running a great event. Ryan for helping me make this season possible. You're the man. Thank you so much. Huge thank you to my mom for being on the bag. Yeah, rest of my family for supporting. Yeah. Rest of my family supporting at home. All you friends and people I love, thank you so much. And hopefully first of many. Yeah.
I want to really quickly shout out all of the sponsors of the Granite State Tour for our finale. Beats Disc Golf, Disc Golf 978, White Mountain Disc Golf, Upper Park Disc Golf, Feature Card, Union Square, Ryan Pernice, UF Pro Disc Golf, Let's Play, Collectibles and Things, Dog Pound Disc, and Critical Mass Coffee. Thank you to all of our whole sponsors for the weekend. Will McDuff. Cecil Abels, Mississippi Barbecue, best barbecue around. John White, unfortunately Dylan Adjutant. Chuck investing in his own product, that's really cool. We'll get to Eli.
There it is. The champ. I would like to see a rebuttal match between you and Debo next year. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that matchup. The Greatest Media Team will be back for that Granite State Tour final. Eli, any last words? I mean, that was one of the best performances I think GMT has ever seen. And between all the lead card, we must have seen at least like 50 birdies. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah, super fun round to watch. It was great energy, great atmosphere. I want to say a huge shout out to my mom. Thank you for being on the bag all weekend long. I really felt the support. And yeah, thank you to Ryan Pernice from Union Square Disc Golf. And This year, I'll be sponsored by Thought Space Athletics. So huge thank you to Aaron. I'm super excited for this opportunity, and hopefully we get back on here sometime soon. Thank you, Ravis.
Absolutely. And congratulations on the new TSA sponsorship. We're looking forward to seeing you kill 2024 season. Keep it up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned to the next one.